Okay, welcome back, everyone, to another episode
Quasi-gaming.
of Quasi-Gaming. Yeah, I was like, of what? What is this now? Yeah, okay, Quasi-Gaming, yeah. So we tried something a little different today. We had 4 people playing, but we messed up the audio real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad, yeah.
It's
So
horrible.
apparently when you add people to your PlayStation game, it resets all of your audio settings, and yeah, so the game noise was super loud.
Yeah.
And the audio was unhearable. So we got something new instead today.
Yeah, today we're going to go over a bit of a top 10 list.
Yes,
So, yeah.
top 10. Why bothered playing 4-player? Like, why did we do this to ourselves? Why did we do 4 people, 1 PlayStation 4? Like, why do it? So, yeah, commentary time, right?
Yeah.
Commentary time.
Commentary time. Yeah.
Insert theme song.
What's our top one?
Okay, so the best reason is you can all pick whatever class you want. So you'll notice, so that's the top one thing. Pick whatever class. So if you look, right, I am God, where am I? I'm a witch doctor, which is fine. You are, who are you?
I'm a
Because
monk.
I should be a wizard. Let's just,
Yeah,
whatever.
really.
Okay, I'm always a wizard. But okay, I'm a witch
I
doctor.
don't know, I think we have 2
You're a crusader.
monks?
You're in
no,
the
I'm
bottom
a crusader.
right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a
you're in the
crusader
bottom right.
still in this one, yeah. And then there's a monk, and then there's a...
Yeah, we have a monk in the top left, and then we have a demon hunter in the top right.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not like when you play World of Warcraft or you play other team games and you're like, oh, we need a tank, we need a healer, we need this, and we need that. Like, you can
Yeah.
just
hit things.
yeah, do whatever you want. So if you want to shoot a bow, shoot a bow. So if you want to be a demon hunter and have 2 one-handed crossbows, that's fine. If you want to be a monk and do a bunch of like karate techniques and roll around like
Yeah.
he's doing right now, it's just a lot of rolling.
It just gives you the opportunity to just like play and have some fun, right? Like you're not like going in and having to have this specific setup, like raid like or support groups. And
Yeah.
everything. So yeah, I like this. I think
Which
it's
is
super
good
fun.
for something more casual. Yeah, it makes sense. It'll be easy for your friends to like play because you won't be like, oh, you can play with us, but only if you're a tank.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I
No
don't-
pugs here.
Yeah, I don't want to play. Second, I think so. Number 2, Diablo 3 just plays like an arcade game. It's very
Get in and go.
yeah, it's very friendly. It's very like simple to understand. Like it's very hack and slash. It's kind of like, did you play Gauntlet Legends?
No.
Did you ever do that?
No.
Whoa, okay, that's going way back. So there was this arcade game called
Yeah, Mike's
Gauntlet
younger than me,
Legends.
by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why I know these things. Okay, so there's this arcade machine, and you could go to it, and you would have to put in your initials and then a 4-digit code, and the arcade machine would remember you every time, and you could like level up and like do all this
Oh, that's
stuff.
pretty fun.
Yeah, and it was kind of like this in terms of like you'd all be on the same screen, and you had to fight a bunch of monsters, and like you'd go through the whole thing, but. It's sort of like that. Like you collect items and you
It's like Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It
Like we
Ralph.
just watched last night.
I don't know if it's quite like that. But yeah, it's pretty good. And then number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3. Okay, number 3 is dying doesn't matter. So if you play co-op, right, your friends will have no idea what's going on. And it doesn't matter because if you die, the worst thing that happens to you is I think you lose a little bit of gold.
What if you were playing hard mode? Like, would you still?
Oh,
lose?
if you're hardcore, yeah, they would die forever.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah. So what if you have
Yeah,
never played
okay.
multiplayer in hardcore? Like,
No.
what happens there?
Okay, so I know what
Curious.
happens in Diablo 2. I never played hardcore mode in Diablo 3. But in Diablo 2, it's kind of funny because if your friends die, all of the items are on the ground and you can, like, loot the corpse. So,
Sweet.
so you have this, like, weird incentive to, like, watch people you're playing with online like, die in front of you. Because you're like, oh, maybe I'll get, like, some stuff out of this. But,
Right.
yeah, I would not recommend with new players to play hardcore mode because if you die in hardcore mode, like that's it. Like you played
start
for
over.
20 hours and the boss killed you, like it's over. So don't do that.
Unless you're actually good.
Yeah, just do this mode. It's the regular mode of how the game is played.
What are we at on this one? I think it was Torment 1 or 2.
Yeah, so different difficulty levels. So you can really try something easier, try something harder. If you die, it's no big deal. So you can go a bit harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, it lets you resurrect in like 5-10 seconds.
Yeah, it's
and you just
if
have
you
to
keep
repair
dying,
your gear.
Then there's problems. You know,
Yeah.
It takes longer.
If you
for
die
to
like
come
10
back.
times, you'll have to go to town and repair. But I think that's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing that happens. Yeah. Number 4. Reason number 4. If you are a high level and you play with new people, it will just make them as strong as you.
Yeah, leveling. It'll change the player
so
setting.
If you notice at the bottom left, I'm level 22. Bottom right, Isiah is 22. And the new people we have are level 7. But the game does... So the reason they're not dying at level 7, the game does this really weird thing where, like, if you go into the item settings, like, they should have, like, 10 damage, but the game is like, oh, your friends are level 22, you actually have 100 damage. Like, the game will just pretend that, like, oh, you guys are friends and you're hanging out, like...
Let's fake it.
Yeah, like, we're gonna make it. Yeah. We're just gonna pretend that you have similar stuff. Now, it doesn't work for someone who's level 70 because you'll still die all the time.
Yeah, for real.
But up to level 70, the game will pretend for you. So if your friend is level 68 or 69 or whatever, and somebody new, like, hey, play with me, like, the game will just up them.
I think you get... is there any increased experience, though, at the same time while you're this lower level?
I don't think so.
What happens there?
But
they leveled pretty quickly. They were.
But remember,
zero.
let's say we need like 50,000 experience to gain a level. They might need like 5,000.
Significantly less.
So
that's true.
They're just gonna level faster for that reason of like it's splitting it evenly, but they just need less. The other funny thing is, so when this first came out, they realized that when people were playing online with each other, let's say you wanted to level fast, you'd put all the gear on yourself to give you like bonus experience and increased XP on kill and all this stuff, and they realized that like you were a detriment to the team because you were choosing bonus EXP skills, and you were getting all the experience, and other people weren't leveling as fast. So they realized that your experience had to be shared.
Yeah.
So that's thing number 5. Like top reason number 5 is you have to. The game shares experience equally. So if you put on items to like increase your experience percentage, that's for the group. Because they realize like it's not fair if all of your gear is experience plus and then like you're gaining experience and your friends aren't, and it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the experience groupings is very interesting. I mean, you get 100% of your experience provided that you're within like 5 levels or less, and then I think when it starts to go for 10 levels or more, then it's about 5%. It changes as you go, so it's kind of cool how they've figured that out to make it work. But yeah, I remember back in the day, playing, other MMOs, and like you're just like, you get your friend to come and just level you, and you'd be like, hey, I'm level nothing, and I don't want to do anything, so hey, can you just like pull me through stuff, and you just walk and go. I guess it's kind of the same here when we're playing Rifts. So
yeah, they can up your level and stuff.
Yeah.
So
the Rifts then again get a bit crazy.
And I prefer it too to games like, so I played League of Legends a few times, and if you play a game like League of Legends where you have like 5 people on the same team, like your teammates hate you if you're new, because if you get the last hit on a monster, you gain experience and they gain nothing, and so everyone gets really angry, and you have to know exactly what you're doing. But this is like, no, just kill everything. It doesn't matter. There's no last hit monster situation. Like, it's really stressful. Like, the teammates yell at you. You're like, I don't know what this game is. Like, I'm just trying to level up. But this doesn't have that.
Cool.
Number 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, because number 5 was shared XP. So number 6, it forces you to work together. So if you're on the same... You're playing on PlayStation, you have to work together. So
you have one screen.
Because if you play online, sometimes like your online friends or online people will just like be so far away.
Yeah, I'm usually not in the same spot.
Yeah, they're not on the same screen. So you're like fighting a monster and they're who knows where. Like you're having issues or you're almost dying and they're nowhere to be seen, and you're like, well,
Well, when I do bounties,
we playing together? Like,
yeah, it's perfect because like on PC, because you can zoom through bounties really quickly.
Yeah.
You get to the point where you're kind of, off doing your own thing, and then someone ports in, and then you get to a boss fight, and then they come over to you and help you kill the boss and get your loot. And then they go off and do everything else.
Yeah, but you're not like together all the time. Whereas this is like, no, you're gonna play this game together. You're in the same spot. And also, too, what's really funny is you're so forced to play together. Like, if you don't move, like if you set your controller down on the table, the game will automatically keep teleporting your character to the rest of the group. So even if you're like, oh, like, I need to go to the washroom, guys. Like, I gotta go, like, whatever. You'd be like, it's fine. Just put your controller down. Yeah, you're gonna be okay. Yeah.
No AFK and bio waits.
Yeah, the game will just pull you. It's like, no, you have to be together. Next one, number 7.
Yeah.
Only one person has to know what's going on or where to go.
I usually never know what's happening in Diablo, to be honest.
Yeah, so so we are playing story mode here.
Yeah.
So I think I'm the only one who sort of knows what's going on. Also, story mode is very linear in Diablo 3. Like, it's very go here, go here, go here, and it's not a lot of randomized locations. So you can know where you're going, right?
Yeah, I don't typically play story. I just go in and do stuff. And
yeah,
leave.
So in this, it's like if one person knows where they're headed, you can just like tell the whole group what's up.
Oh, at this point, I think we were talking about the fact of, hey, how do you know who's who? And then it just like everyone starts clicking their joystick. And because in Diablo's one is you go you're in the middle of everything happening and all these colors and lights and everything, so it's like, where am I? You lose your sight, so
and
click your joystick.
You still lose yourself even when you have the little player 3. So you see how green, you see the player 3, like now he's lost.
Immediate.
Yeah, there's stuff everywhere. So number 8, super obvious when you're playing together, but number 8, you only need 1 copy of the game.
That's pretty wicked,
right? Like, I feel that the reason the like game developers, all this stuff, they're like, oh man, like everyone's gonna be like on their PC playing games, and you just need headsets and all this stuff, and like you're gonna be all on your own couch in your own house, and you play for like, no, just buy one game. Just buy one game, invite your friends over,
set a date and time.
Yeah, it's fine, come over, we're gonna play, I have a copy. It's good.
It's not bootleg, by the way.
Yeah. So I feel, that was the thing that made things like Halo great. Like Halo, you could get your 4 friends on the couch, you could play together, or you could even take your 4 online.
Yes.
And that was a whole other like level of whoa.
I do wish there was a bit of connectivity between the the PC and the PlayStation, like characters that you create.
Yeah.
Or even better, I think, would be that if you do have your own copy of PlayStation, on your own PlayStation, then you should be able to like port your character.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing.
Bizarre.
So I have a friend with this game as well. He didn't know I had a copy, but he had a copy as well. And I was like, oh cool, like you can come over and we'll play, and then I'll go to your house and we'll play. But the characters aren't stored on like some online server like on PC. So on PC, you can play on your desktop and play with your character, and then you go to your laptop and it's still the same thing. But this one, I think it's all stored on your console. So someone got legendary pants.
Yeah. I forget what they were. I mean, they look pretty good though.
Don't remember.
Hopefully.
We'll probably see when we go to town eventually. Yeah. So I guess number 9? Yeah. So number 9, optimizing your skills as a group is a huge benefit of co-op play. So
is it?
Well, if you talk to each other and don't hate each other, it's fine. So there'll be a lot of skills in the game that will say things like, oh, you do extra damage if your enemy is slowed. But then you're like, do I really want to use one of my skills just to slow things? But then you realize somebody else in the group can slow everything, like really easy, right? So like maybe you have a wizard, or maybe you have a demon hunter that can slow everything. Or maybe you do extra damage when things are feared, and the witch doctor can do constant fearing, right? So there's sort of this synergy you can get by playing in the same room that would be impossible if you were on PC or playing with just random people online. Like you'll never get that level of like optimizing between characters, right? So I'm sure there's a lot of fun stuff you could do. It might be fun to have like, oh, what would happen if we had like 4 wizards doing this skill? Or what would happen if we had 4 crusaders and the enemies were constantly blinded, right? Because a lot of the stuff with the crusaders, like, oh, you do extra damage on blind and they're blind for 2 seconds, but you can only use the skill every 8 seconds.
Right.
And there's potential for every crusader to chain it such that everything is blinded always, and like, so there's situations where if you really wanted to do something silly with your friends and be like, hey, like, let's have this ridiculous idea, you could totally change how you play it. So
That sounds like a little bit of a challenge there.
yeah. What would that challenge be called? 4-man challenge or something?
4-man Crusader challenge. Should we do it? Let us know in the comments.
Continuous blind. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking more in terms of Wizard with constant blizzard.
That's just because you like Wizards.
I know. But it'd be so cool.
Yeah.
It'd be ice all over the screen.
I think it'd be really funny to do the slow time, like, constantly.
Oh,
but then again, you can cast that pretty quick.
It is funny when there's bubbles everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles.
Slow time. And the last one, number 10. There's... So eventually, when you play with 4 people, you have to go to town. There's town time. And town time is cookie time.
As Mike calls it.
Yes,
he calls it cookies and tea time.
Okay, because when you go to town, it takes your friends so long to do their itemizing. Okay, you'll see it in the next video, but we had to speed it up because it was like right after this session, we spent 20 minutes in town together or something ridiculous, because everyone needs like 5 or 6 minutes and like, oh, let me do my skill, and oh, I got a new bow, and oh, I have a new thing, and oh, I got a skill upgrade, and oh, I want to do this, right? And like, it sucks, but also it's like, you could take a break.
Yeah.
You could take a break.
Totally.
You can get up, you can chill out. Yeah. So now we're in town. This is town time. This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, so here we are in town. Let us know if you're interested to see us break up those videos in terms of like a town time and then a play time. That'd be a really cool one, I think. But yeah, so catch us next time, and we'll do some more multiplayer commentary.
Yeah. It's commentary time.
Yeah.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Check out our next video on the right.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and make sure to comment and subscribe.